Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Got some wonderful news for you. You know the people that you thought were Christians, even people who call themselves Christians. Maybe you, even maybe you. Why do you say you are a Christian? Is it because you have been taught that your Bible teaches that if you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, actually God in the flesh, living here on earth as a man, as one of us who was perfect, but regardless of his perfection, was crucified, died, was buried, and rose from the dead. And that if you believe this, confess it with your mouth, believe it in your heart, that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and only by Jesus Christ can you be saved, then you will be saved, or you are saved. Now, something strange about that. I can't see that being accurate. I want to ask you, Christians, who told you you were a Christian? Who told you that your mother is your mother? Right, I rest my case. She told you. And if you were a Christian, a child of God, you wouldn't have to tell me some scriptures that you're referring to. You'd be able to tell me because you know it's true. And right now you don't really know. All you have is a belief. I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of sounds strange to me. Because here's what I understand. I understand that in light of all that happened in the beginning, the reality of it is today, is that there are people all over this globe, located in different sections of the world. And where they are natural resources of some sort, wherever they are. Many of them are duplicated in different areas. Many of them are unique. But they are there for the people who live in these regions. They are there for the people who live in these regions to help supply, to meet the needs, the essentials for their survival in their particular areas. This is for everybody in their particular areas. And the things that they have that other areas wish to have. This is why we trade with them. We trade with them to get the commodities, to share with them the commodities, and to bring it to us. That is the purpose of it. That is the purpose of it. And so what we actually have is a big world that's been designed. We as people have been put in these different areas. In each area that we're in, whatever the resources of that area, whatever they are yours. You who live in that area, it belongs to you. In whatever area of the world you live in, whatever resources are there, they belong to you, all of you. No one person, no group of people. Now what we have experienced that in these different portions of the world, we have people coming up with different types of systems to live under, so they don't have to live under this system that I just described to you. Some of them, they call them communists, socialists, capitalists, and so on and so forth. And every last one of them are in existence because they proposes that they are better than any other. And so this is what the people have accepted. In every section of the world, people believe their system is the best system. Even if they don't have anything, they believe that their system is the best system, and that they don't have anything because they are living among snakes. And that's true, but it's a bigger reason than that. And so what I'm saying to all of us, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have accepted a system. Here in America, we've accepted a system called capitalism, where the people own nothing. They have created systems before you got here that allowed others to take ownership of the resources of the earth, the resources here, and wherever else they can take control of that. And the only benefit that we have to help us is our ability to work, to sell our labor. And they want to pay us minimum wage for it. And that's acceptable because we have been trained that. And so the message that the truth brings to you is that that's all a bunch of baloney. That's not the way it is intended to be. You're being conned and you're playing right into it. Now, let me tell you something about that Jesus Christ died on the cross thing. You can say that Jesus Christ died on the cross and that if you believe that you will be forgiven. Forgiven is like a spouse going out cheating and caught and promises never to do it again. They refrain from that type of character only to get back in. And all in them is the same old lustful whatever it was that brought them, slung them, drove them out there in the first place. It's still there. It's still right there. And so would God be so naive to say, since now you can? That doesn't make any sense. But it makes sense if somebody was trying to deceive you. If somebody who was messing over you, exploiting you, was trying to make sure that you stayed in that position, then I can see why they would tell you that, because you would accomplish nothing. But what the message of Jesus dying on the cross, to me, even though many people don't believe Jesus Christ ever existed, it doesn't really matter. The story, even if it's made up, is true if you make it true. And that is to say this. If Jesus walked in this life and represented the best that any man could be, even to have miraculous powers, and still was disrespected to the extent that they put him on the cross and hung him. And you know what the cross, what happened. And those who loved him stood around the sideline and cried and wondered and all that kind of stuff, as helpless as they could be, because they'd only spoken one language. Now they have been introduced to another foreign language. They have only a few days training, and they couldn't speak it too good, so they didn't know what dying on that cross meant. And they still to this day don't know what dying on that cross meant. But what it means, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you this. It means that you reject the society where you live at. Whether it's in the United States, Russia, China, wherever you live at, once you get your eyes open, you reject it. But you're still there. And while you are there, if you reject that, then you have an obligation to yourself to find some kind of peace. And the only peace you're going to find is in trying to excite the people to the extent that they can become aware of the truth, while you not only speak it, but stand up against what you're speaking for. All right? That means, ladies and gentlemen, that to be a Christian means to do what Jesus Christ was doing. Not to believe, means to do. Means to do. And to do to the extent, because as long as the stuff you half-stepping, they'll accept it. Half-stepping is just half-stepping. But when you start standing up and start taking full grown-up steps, then you're going to have some effect. It's going to start working out there, or they're going to say you got to go. And to stand on that, Jesus standing on that cross, is saying to everybody that says, I'm a child of God, knows the truth, that allows him to get on that doggone cross and thumb your nose at the swirl system, thumb your nose at democracy, thumb your nose at capitalism, thumb your nose over socialism, thumb your nose over communism, thumb your nose over dictatorships. No, why? Because you free. You know who the master is. The master is God. You know who provides all things. It's God. And you know that we're supposed to work together. We want peace, prosperity, and joy, and it's designed for all of us. We know that. And if it can't work for all of us, then it's designed in such a way to prevent it from happening. And if it's designed to prevent it from happening, it's designed to deny God. And it is the Christian's responsibility to change it, to fix it, assuming that the people who give life to this darkness do not know it. And it is your business to let your light shine. Set up in church, going to church, don't make you a Christian. Giving tithes and offerings does not make you a Christian. A Christian is one who gives his life to God and to carry out God's business in hell. Because this is hell. If there's no peace, this is hell. If there's no prosperity for all people, it's hell. If there's no joy for all people, it's hell. Well, I'll just leave it there. But I just wanted you to know you've been deceived into thinking that you are a Christian. You are not a Christian by God's definition. You might be a Christian by the world's definition. You might be a Christian by King James' definition or any of them other James' definition. But by God's definition, you are a Christian when you give your life to God. I don't care how much you want to act out here in this world. And ain't nothing wrong with acting. I don't care how much you want to be a singer out here in this world. And there's nothing wrong with singing. I don't care how much you want to be a dancer, a football player, a teacher, an architect, whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with any of that. The problem is the system in which it is applied. And the system is corrupt. And so by it being corrupt, a person with their eyes open can't walk into a corrupt system saying I'm surviving because I'm going along with the corruption. I got to have the corruption in order to live. You say that because you don't know God. You say that because you don't know the truth. Even though you might be walking around championing yourself as a truth all the time. You just as blind as a bat. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.